Today, let's talk about how you can make better meta ads decisions and how you can actually use the different time windows and time views that you have on meta. That's exactly what I want to share with you on this video, this piece of content. That's what we're going to go through. Now, let me make sure that we're going okay. Yeah, there we go. So let's talk about this because this is a question that I get a lot, which is, Hernan, what time window should I use when I'm optimizing my meta ads? When I'm talking, when I'm taking a look at my ads dashboard, when we're trying to scale our campaigns, what time windows should we pay attention to? Should we go after 7 days? Should we go after 14 days? Should we go after 30 days? Should we go after anything else? And today I want to share with you the type of time windows that we use to optimize, because there's not a one size fits all answer. Okay. Now, with that being said, if you're a coach, if you're a consultant, if you sell information of any kind, if you want to scale your ads, if you're already advertising, but for some reason, you feel that you hit a glass ceiling when it comes to scaling, or you were advertising in the past and now your ads are not performing the way they used to, maybe a couple months ago, maybe a couple years ago even, go to makemyadsgreatagain.com, like this, makemyadsgreatagain.com. There's a message waiting for you there. Okay, you can also schedule a call with my team. So again, let's talk about these windows, because if you take a look at the meta ads dashboard, well, actually, instead of telling me, let me actually show you. So if you take a look at the meta ads dashboard, you have this thing right here, okay, which are the different dates and the different times windows that you can use to actually scale your ads. Now, the funny part is that if you take a look at what happened today or what happened yesterday, it's going to be different than, for example, if I take a look at the last 7 days, right? I have a set of metrics here, right? Now, if I take a look at the last 14 days, I have another set of metrics, okay? And then if I take a look at the last 30 days, or if I take a look at maximum, right, or lifetime, then my metrics are going to be different. So what do I pay attention to? What do I pay attention to? Which one do I pick to actually scale the ads? And this is something that we talked with our media buyers a lot. And it actually depends on your funnel. You actually want to pay attention to different windows depending on your funnel, depending on your sales process, depending on what you're sending traffic to. So let me actually illustrate this with an actual example, okay? So let me actually jump into here. So where am I? Okay, here I am. So here on this case, I have 3 types of funnels. And in each of these funnels or these sales processes, right, which we do run a lot of for our clients at scaledriven.com, for each of these funnels, you will have a different optimization window. And it doesn't have to do necessarily with your ads, but it has to do with your sales process and how long your sales process is. So for example, let's take into consideration a high ticket VSL funnel, okay, which is something that we run a lot for high ticket coaches, high ticket consultants, people that charge over $4,000 to $5,000 for their programs and their services, right? And we run this type of VSL funnel. I talked about this VSL funnel several times on this channel and throughout the content that I've been putting out. And this VSL funnel is basically, you send traffic to an opt-in page, people will opt in, they leave you their name, email, phone number, and then they go to the next page where they can watch a presentation. And then after that presentation, they can apply to work with you, and they can schedule a call with you or somebody in your team, right? So that's the proverbial VSL funnel, or short presentation funnel, or short video sales letter funnel. Now, here's the thing. As human beings, we take a decent amount of time to actually make a decision, especially when it comes to investing in a high ticket coaching program. Okay. I keep on saying that selling high ticket coaching from cold ads is one of the hardest things to do, because you're trying to get a complete random stranger from a social media ad, not from a search ad, but from a social media ad, and turn that into, a $5,000 investment from them. So it's, it takes a decent amount of time and nurturing and whatnot. Now, these VSL funnels kind of shorten that curve, but still, people might stay in this funnel for weeks and sometimes months, right? They opt in today, but they might watch the presentation tomorrow or maybe the next week, if you keep on reminding them about the presentation. Or they might watch the entire presentation, they might not apply, and if they apply, then they need to hop on a call with somebody, and then the call happens a couple days from now, and then, they need to talk to their spouse. You know how it is, right? Or they need to get funding. So from the minute somebody opts in, or from the minute somebody clicks on an ad, all the way out to somebody purchasing or somebody scheduling a call even, it might take a couple weeks. It might definitely take a couple weeks. Sometimes, I have people in my list lurking for around a year, and then they decide to pull the trigger a year later, and it took them a whole year of nurturing, right? And that's how human beings operate. So how does this translate to how we make decisions on the ads? Well, there's two things that you need to consider. The first one, the longer your sales cycle is, the more critical and important it is that you have proper tracking, especially a third-party tracking software like Hyros or AnyTrack or something like that. Why? Because the longer the longer the time is between somebody clicking on an ad versus somebody taking action, the least visibility you will have on the Facebook ads dashboard, right? Because Facebook pixel, it goes blind after a certain amount of days, especially for high ticket VSL. So that's number one. The first thing to consider is you need to mandatory, you must have a third-party tracking software to actually tell you which ads are working and which ads are not working, which is not something that you're going to achieve just by using Facebook ads dashboard alone. But also, this translates in how you make decisions on your ads manager. So if we are running at scale-driven.com, if we're running a high-ticket VSL funnel trying to get you or your sales team high-quality leads, then what we're going to do is we're going to use this last 30-day window. Why? Because again, you can do this on a rolling last 30-day window, especially for high-ticket coaching, because people take time to actually make a decision, okay? So it's rare that we will optimize on a last 7-day window. It's rare that we will optimize on the last 14 days. We will just go ahead with last 30 days because that gives us the most accurate view on what's going on in the funnel, okay? Now, let's talk about the next funnel that I have here. So this is for a high-ticket VSL funnel when you're selling something expensive, okay? Let's talk about a low-ticket funnel. And in this case, we also run a decent amount of low-ticket, what we call acquisition funnels. And this could be, $27 offers, what some people call tripwire offers. It's something that allows somebody from the internet to turn into a buyer relatively fast. And this also works for e-com stores. This also works for, low commitment SaaS businesses, $7, $20 a month SaaS businesses and whatnot. So anything low ticket, this strategy will work. Now, something that you need to have in mind is that a low ticket is more like an impulse buy, right? A cheat sheet, a workbook, a course, a book with free plus shipping or something like that. Those are more like impulse buys. So as long as you keep your prices under $50 and sometimes under $100, depending on your niche, then those will be mostly impulse buys. So that's the first thing that you need to consider. The other thing that you need to consider is that you want to liquidate your ad costs as fast as possible with acquisition funnels. That's why we're running them. That's why we call them acquisition funnels, because our goal is to acquire a customer at break even or better. So when you have an acquisition funnel running, you want to recoup part, if not all of your investment on ads as fast as possible. So what do we do with acquisition funnels? Well, the window, the optimization window changes for a low ticket acquisition funnel versus a high ticket VSL funnel. Why? Because again, this is an impulse buy and we're looking to recoup the investment that we made on ads as fast as possible. So what do? We go to the ads manager and we will optimize based on a 7-day rolling window and sometimes a 14-day rolling day window, depending on how many emails we're sending, if we have other retargeting campaigns. But generally speaking, for a low ticket acquisition funnel, we will run on a 7-day rolling window. Okay, and we will optimize based on a 7-day rolling window. And that's kind of our benchmark for acquisition funnels. Okay, because again, these are mostly like impulse buys. People see an ad, and then they might buy or not. And of course, they might need a little bit of nurturing, but it's not as much nurturing as somebody that's going to spend 5, 10K, 15K, 25K with us, okay, or with a client. So that's the second thing. That's why I say, well, it depends on your funnel. The third thing that I also want to mention are live funnels. So these are evergreen funnels. These are funnels that you could be running 24/7, right? Day in and day out, 365 days a year. It's completely fine, no worries. Now, then some of our clients, if not all of our clients, are running some sort of live funnel. Now, live funnels, live events, they could be live webinars or live workshops that you do for your audience. It might be challenges, right? Like live challenges. It might even be live events. Like we have a decent amount of our clients that they do run live events twice a year, right? Whether they are in person or virtual, and we need to fill them up. We need to help them with butts in seats. With live webinars, you need to help them with getting leads to that webinar. With live challenges, you need to get them leads for that challenge, but also you want to get VIP upgrades, right? So anything that's live, generally speaking, this would also be between a 7 to 14 day window, because again, we're optimizing toward that fast action that could be, oh, a lead, somebody opting in for the webinar, somebody opting in for the challenge, right? For live events, we might take a 30-day stance, because what happens with live events is that we start running live events, and then, probably ideally 3 to 4 months before the event, sometimes 6 months before the event, and we create a lot of awareness before the event, but people won't take action up until closer to the date of the event. So that's something to consider. And most tickets will be sold, to the big dismay and desperation of our clients, closer to the event. Okay, so that's one of the challenges when it comes to running ads to events. But anyways, when it comes to other type of live events, virtual live events, you want to have that in mind. So we would be optimizing on a 7-day to 14-day window. However, this is important. However, the true performance of the campaign, the final say of whether we made money or not, will come after the live event. Okay, so that's a challenge right there, because we need to be running ads. We have a budget. Let's say we want to spend $10,000 on this live webinar that's coming up. We will generate as many leads as possible, and then we'll run retargeting so that they remember to attend to the live event, right? But then what happens is that we won't know how the campaign performs up until the live event finishes, right? And sometimes if it's a high ticket thing, maybe even like a month after the live event, because the sales team will keep on pounding the phones, will keep on trying to convert those leads that we generated on the live event, the live webinar, the live funnel, okay, or the live challenge. So when it comes to live events, it's a little bit more different because they're live, and the real of the campaign happens after, right? That's when we know, oh, this worked, this didn't work. So again, there's not a one-size-fits-all answer when it comes to, oh, what window should I optimize towards, right? Like, the main point is that you understand your sales process, and you are able to optimize your ads based on the different windows that Facebook Ads Dashboard provide to you. And even like you can set up your own, like you can set up your own things here. Like you can say, okay, well, I want to optimize for 2 months instead of 30 days, right? Because again, what also happens here is something called delayed attribution. So you might have actually more leads or more sales than the Facebook Ads Dashboard is telling you right now that you have, but you don't see them because Facebook will attribute. It's not real time. This is not a real-time dashboard, which is what a lot of people don't understand, is that this is not a real-time dashboard, okay? This has lagging data. However, to make decisions, we do take these 3 stances depending on what type of funnel we're running. Now, here's a bonus tip, okay, for you. Here's like a bonus thing that you can take home, is that whenever we are analyzing how a campaign worked, what can we do again? This is a question that we ask to all of our clients. It's like, hey, what was your biggest month last year or this year over the past 12 months? And they'll tell us, well, March was our biggest month. And then we'll ask them, okay, what were you doing in March, right? And then we'll take a look, and then we'll say, okay, what happened in March ads-wise? What happened in March emails-wise? What happened in March offer-wise, right? And then we'll try to replicate that, okay? So in that case, what we would do is we will use this maximum preset. The maximum preset allows us to see what worked in the past, what creatives, campaigns, offers worked in the past, so that we can replicate them and we can relaunch them today, okay? So the maximum preset is really good if you're going into and doing deep dives on the client's accounts. If you're doing audits like we do for clients, we do a decent amount. So we'll just, jump in and tell them, yeah, this is what we do differently, and this is what we replicate, this is what we relaunch, because it generally worked really well. Okay, so I hope that this is helpful. Again, this is how we use these different timelines and time windows to actually scale our campaigns at scale-driven.com. And again, if you're a coach, if you're a consultant, if you sell information, if you sell courses, or if you have a high ticket program, and you feel that you hit that glass ceiling that you cannot scale for some reason, I got you. Don't worry, I understand. What got you here is not going to take you there. Let me tell you that. And if you want our help, even if it's like taking a look at what you have going on, go to makemyadsgreatagain.com. There's a message waiting for you there. You can schedule a call with me or somebody in my team. And on that call, we'll take a look at what you have going on. And then we'll tell you, hey, yeah, we can we can help you, or no, we cannot help you. And if we can help you, we'll tell you how that would look like. And that's it. We don't try to hard close anyone on anything. We just, want to be transparent when it comes to what we're doing. I hope that this is helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to drop them in the comments. DM me. I read all the comments. I answer to all of the comments. And I'll answer to all of your questions.